Hello, and welcome back to some more Metaphor ReFantazio. I'm supposed to accept the kidnapper's bounty right now, but I kind of want to try doing that side quest I picked up from that guy, so see if we can do that.
Wait!
Okay, fine.
Oi, oi!
Did I just already skip something suddenly? No, I didn't. Okay. Oh, what's a whippersnapper like you doing here? Don't tell me you're actually thinking of participating in the tournament for the throne. Oh, the audacity of youth. That's rich. A mere fledgling with no history or experience to speak of as king? The idea makes me sick to my stomach.
No, thank you.
The ideal leader of this country is a dignified man of great age, one with years of experience, and yet upstart school children like you and Louise dare to... Huh, it hardly matters. You won't be able to fight much longer, so struggle as you like. I'd be happy to give the eulogy at your funeral. I suppose he's a candidate too?
What to do?
Okay.
What in the
Think.
blazes?
A beat-down gauntlet runner like my dad's can't handle much. But if I really want to be king, I gotta go big and nab something that'll stand out at the exhibition.
Hey!
Hey, would it be alright if we accepted the bounty contract for Heisme? Heisme? You sure you can handle that? We can't be held liable if you get yourself killed out there. Of course I can. You're an odd one, alright. Either that or you're just green. Head to Martira. You can probably get more information there.
Let's focus.
The old Castletown kidnapper. I need to find and bring in Heisme, a notorious criminal tied to a series of kidnappings in Martira. Despite his bounty, he has evaded capture, and his true identity remains a mystery. That's a lot of money! Whoa!
Let's call it.
Okay, we've got the contract. Let's head back to the inn for now. No, wait, Okay.
No registration issues, I trust?
No, indeed. And we found ourselves a perfect target.
Fine work.
Stroll.
See? She's convinced. Nothing to worry about.
You didn't even say anything.
Don't worry about it. I'll prepare a map of the surrounding areas as well. But never mind that. Have you found us a kingly carriage?
Well, I have made some arrangements.
Oh, great. Well, we'll just go with Stroll and just assume everything is good. She said she made arrangements. It's all good. Everyone's... Okay, great.
How best to put it? The vessel itself is without peer. Supposedly, it will come to us on the day of the opening ceremony.
Okay.
You don't sound too sure about that.
Oh, no, I'm certain. All I mean to say is, well, you shall soon see for yourself.
Well, under the circumstances, I'll take what we can get. And setting that up in a day. Not so bad having a knight on our side.
You needn't speak so. In truth, I've just resigned from the Knight's Order. Though 'tis only my bond of service I relinquish, not my title. We will shortly be seeking Luis's esteem. Should it come to light that I am a knight in active service, it may jeopardize our efforts.
Still, you didn't hesitate to leave. I can tell you're serious about this.
'Twas not an abrupt parting. I've come to doubt the Order since returning to find them serving the Santifex and not the Royals. Those who refused the Church's rule were cast out for their defiance. I only hope those fallen knights found useful employ elsewhere.
Sounds like you've been through a lot too.
Well, in any case, we can focus on our bounty contract now. Let's make sure we get some proper rest tonight.
Okay, then. The opening ceremony for the tournament is tomorrow.
Let's rest.
We should probably stay inside and rest today. Oh, come on.
Well met, eh?
Hey, will you be staying at this inn for some time? I don't plan to. I see. I didn't mean to pry, but it's always nice to have some friends and regulars around here. Stop by and say hello to Maria from time to time, alright? I'm sure that'd make Fabienne happy as well.
What in the
I
blazes?
can't get through a single day without a drink. We've all been dealt a shite hand in this life, haven't we? In other parts of town, they can't shut up about Louise or the king. So let me ask you, even if a pauper, outstanding bloke takes the oh god, words, I didn't read that properly. So let me ask you, even if a proper, outstanding bloke takes the crown, is this gonna fill my empty pockets? No way in hell, I say. People all got their ideas about what the country ought to be like, but at the end of the day, they'll never remember outcasts like us.
Fancy a bit of info?
Yeah, let's get that.
Want in on this?
You've surely heard of that stretch of desert to the south of here. That's Tradia Desert. It lies beyond the large gate. Most travelers and cargo arrive at Grand Trad after making their way through that desert. Consequently, there's no shortage of people who have been attacked while traveling through it.
Just between us.
They're harassed on the journey by swarms of Valmo and giant monstrous birds. The threat are too numerous to name, but the worst is the man-eater Manjula. Word is, not only does its breath burn like fire, but it also spreads a foul poison. If you fight it, you should also be wary of its howl. In addition to being resistant to the heat, fire magic is ineffective against it. The blaze only invigorates it, so mind your tactics. Conversely, it's quite susceptible to the cold, meaning ice magic is effective against it. You'd best remember that and prepare accordingly. That's about all I know. Unless you want to end up as another set of bones getting bleached by the desert sun, you'd better know when to run. I received a scrap of paper inscribed with the information I just heard. I'll put it away so I can check it later. Learn about the ingredients you can acquire in Grand Trad. Learn about the man who sells ingredients only to a select clientele near the Grand Cathedral.
Just between us.
There's a stall at the market in front of the Grand Cathedral that sells red grass. You know, that herb that Fabienne uses in a certain dish of hers. Matter of fact, red grass originates from the region where you'll also find Fabienne's hometown. It's not that far from Grand Trad, but the herb is difficult to find here. For that reason, the shop owner only sells to its trusted regulars, and any stranger who tries to buy it will likely get shooed away.
Oh, really nice?
But you're no stranger, are you? You already know Fabienne, of course, and you're also an acquaintance of Grius's. So if that's what you're after, try mentioning him to the shopkeep. Get on that list of regulars of his, and you'll be able to obtain a fairly valuable ingredient.
Hey!
There's a lot of ingredients available in Grand Trad. Right, if you want to cook something, then the butcher sells Bidot meat, and there are other shops that sell red grass. The water shop sells pristine clear water. Well, same as any city, really. And if memory serves, I heard something about being able to make a dish from Fabienne's hometown. Why not try it out? Okay, that's everything.
Hey!
I asked Fabienne for a map of Martira, and she gave me the one from Grius's personal effects. It covers all the main roads. We may have found one in town, but a military map always has more details.
Yeah.
Fabienne continues to be our anchor. To pay her back, let's achieve our goals.
Now then.
Our preparations seem to be proceeding without issue. Well, apart from one massive overturned uncertainty. Never mind. Forgive me my mutterings. Just please do not be surprised, no matter what we're presented with. Okay.
Hello.
I've decided. I'm heading to Brylehaven. It's much too boring to just spend my days at the inn. I'm going to see that so-called exhibition for myself. Goodbye, Elda. You'd do well to see the world too someday. Okay?
Don't push yourself too much.
Tomorrow you depart. Maria will assuredly miss you dearly, so please come back and say hello when you can, even if it's only every once in a while. Can I do anything at all? I guess not. I guess I just have to... Yeah, okay. I haven't seen Maria since I came back from the recruitment center. I wonder if something's wrong. Okay. I guess all I can do is sleep, then. I guess that's what we'll do. The bed is simple but clean, and it has an aroma that reminds me of a clear, sunny day. Maybe it's time to call it a night.
Good night.
Can I come in?
What's wrong?
Well, you're all leaving tomorrow, right? I'll be cheering for you. So I just... Oh no, I promised Miss Fabian I wouldn't cry.
It's all right. I won't tell her.
Papa was trying to stop a bad man, you said. And that's what you're all doing too, isn't it? Please come back home safe. I'll be waiting here as long as it takes.
It's a promise.
All right. Promise? The next time I see you again, can you tell me more about the outside world?
This one's important.
Promising returns. Maria is waiting for us to return home and regale her with tales of the strange and distant places we visit. Ooh, okay.
I never got a chance to say this to Papa. So, thank you. I'll go to bed now.
It's interesting they actually gave us a reason to come back and visit Maria with the side quest, because normally in games they'll be like, oh yeah, come back and visit, and like you can, but there won't be anything new, like no new dialogue or anything. So it's like, you question why bother ever coming back. So it's nice they gave us a reason to actually come back.
Captain, may I have a moment?
Good night.
I was hoping for a chance to speak before we set out. Since our meeting, I've done nothing but impose on you. Now, you risk your very life for this cause. 'Tis no easy burden. It pains me to see. When I think of how this may yet save His Highness, I lose sight of all else. Such disregard ill becomes me.
Don't worry about it.
'Tis kind of you to say. But that book... We met once before, on a carriage bound for the capital. Do you recall?
Confirmation that it was actually you, which I figured it was, but... when you got me thrown out?
Now that you mention it, I do.
My apologies. I thought only to minimize casualties, one way or another. So, 'tis a novel envisioning an ideal world. Curious to see a utopian novel these days. I'd thought them long since banned. Ah, you needn't worry. I've no intention of taking it from you. I've sometimes wondered why such books were forbidden. Rumors say the Sanctists objected to their contents. Yet I wonder, how could a simple book have possibly stung them so? Do you mind if I read a passage or two? So, it is a fiction written as if a personal account.
Are we just gonna have story time with all our party members?
This chapter seems to concern the system by which the nation's leader is decided.
Democratic vote.
In this country, one cannot become even a statesman, much less sovereign, without the consent of the people. Those who aspire to statecraft must first solemnly swear before the people what they will do in service of their country. Should they earn title but break their word, they are denounced and stripped of power. Such is the authority of the people. In this way, it is the people who are the land's true king. Quite the opposite of our own country. Now I see why our upper echelons would abolish such texts. Had our lands embraced such accountability, perhaps His Royal Highness would not have suffered such a fate. No. As a knight, it's not my place to say. I must clear my head of these fantasies. In the end, clinging to a dream will do me no good. Oh, I suppose 'tis not so bad to dream now and then. It takes power to walk the path of our dearest hopes.
You think we're gonna fall
Perhaps
asleep
that is the purpose of this newfound strength.
during this, like we did with Stroll?
My dearest dream. 'Tis to save His Highness, even at the cost of my life. Nothing more.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Animated cutscene.
Judah!
Lady Judah!
Faraway sky, blue and clear. Echo my wish, so that all may hear. One and all born to this land, as here we stand. Let us greet the rising dawn, hand in hand. Faraway sky so clear. Let wish echo.
Even I'm feeling the heat. Well, I suppose it's time to fan the flames.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one and all to the inauguration of the Tournament for the Throne! For the first time, the crown is anyone's to claim, as long as the aspirants can complete 3 grueling challenges.
Wow, a Sanctus Crier! He's perfect for this!
Let's discuss the venues. We kick off in the west, in the Pearl of the Coast, the Principality of Oceania's harbour city capital, Port Brilehaven. There, they face their first challenge, the Exhibition of the Brave. Each contender must bring back the head of a monster, a mark of their prowess and courage. Next, our would-be monarchs head east. Upon the misty peaks, we arrive in the Principality of Montario's beautiful city of faith, Altaberry Heights. And finally, our heroes make their well-deserved return home to Grand Trad. But first, let's do introductions. It's time to meet those risking their lives for the crown. Closest to the throne, I know him, you know him. It's Sanctism's one and only 78 Sanctifex, His Eminence, Forden!
Victory to Sanctifex Forden!
I claim no great ambition, nor any heated calls to action. All I wish is to restore order for our people and to safeguard our land from the threats beyond. This chaos we face is but one of God's many trials. Let us restore our kingdom's glory together! Moving right along, we come next to His Eminence's champion, the very spear in his hand, the warrior monk captain of the Crown Theocracy, Master Guido!
I come before you only in loyal service of His Eminence. I relinquish the throne to him gladly. But those who would seize the crown by force, I will teach you to fear God and to fear me!
So much for this being a fair competition. How many horses do the Sanctis have in this race? Still, it's not over by far. The Luis supporters won't take this lying down.
What cowardice, Friar! Where's Count Louise?
All right, settle down. At this time, I can report that Count Luis has not applied to enter the tournament.
What? He's not even entering?
Then what becomes of us? Our entire purpose in this race was to get closer to him.
Don't worry. He's definitely paying attention. He's only in second as it is, so we can't afford to ignore this whole production. Sit tight. I'm sure he'll make a move soon.
All right. For those Count Luis supporters, you might want to meet our next entrant. A rising socialite, a man of ambition, godless and fearless, the brash young warrior serving Count Luis, Gladel, the Black Hound!
Him? So he was one of Luis's men.
The fallen king embraced Sanctism and all its holy tenets, and for what? He was nothing before Lord Luis. Look to the sky all you wish. No god can save you! What our country needs is power!
Well, it's not quite all the contenders, but let's get on with the introductions. The great liberal merchant, it's Roger Ward. By war, by conquest, by right, it's Rudolph Kraus. In it more for the gauntlet runners than the throne, it's Lena Caden. Sure to be popular by pledging free drinks for life, it's Loveless O'Shea. Uplifting the beautiful and deposing the hideous, it's Milo Maurizio.
Wow, if we lose this, I think the country has some even bigger problems.
Now, I do believe we have one final candidate. Do we have an Elden boy present? Come on, let's see a face.
What? Oh, okay. I just figured we would have been like one of the many nameless other people.
What? An elder? Disgraceful. Is this the only way you could think to distinguish yourself?
By the way, the ride you applied with still hasn't arrived. And, if it doesn't show up by the time the noon bell rings, you're disqualified. All right?
Hey!
Alright, good to know.
What's going on?
That nitwit! What is he doing?
So, contestants, are you ready?
Huh?
What? Last, I say! Wait! Found your behave!
A land runner? It's quick!
Wait, it's headed right for them!
It'll crash!
Whoa!
Now it's ours, isn't it?
What the heck is that?
Wonderful. So much for a first impression.
What ho? Isn't he a marvel, chums?
You dolt! You nearly brought down the cathedral! Have a care, you fool. It was bad enough when Luis did it the first time. That feckless, shameless old fool.
Not bad, kid. Guess you've got some interesting tricks up your sleeve after all.
Right! I'd call that a full roster. Ladies and gentlemen, race across the land. Go! Prove yourself worthy and earn your crown. For the people, for the throne. Let the games begin!
We must take to the road.
Come on, come on! So fast! Gotta hold on to something or I'll get blown up!
It's incredible!
All right. Wow. Look at my popularity rank rise. My support is changing. I ended up standing out more than I expected. I've gained a lot of interest, but I only consider this a part of my mission to aid the prince. What in the world?
Just a sec.
Ooh. Whoa, what's with this thing? Is this our carriage?
Can you hear me?
Shall I just run her along the main road, then? The others seem to be doing as much. You're just as crazy as this runner. I'll take that as a compliment. Compliment, little lady. Now, let's have some coordinates for a little test run. What is happening right now?
Let's see.
We want to go to a place called Martira. One of these days I'm gonna read that properly. Old Castletown, I think. Should be a ways south. Okay. Can I just go somewhere else?
Oh, I smell trouble.
Okay, no. It doesn't want me to go anywhere other than just
this place
here. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. Martira. Here it is. Down to Martira, eh? On this craft's legs? Oh, I'd say it'll be 4 days, 3 nights, about.
Oh.
4 days and 3 nights. That's a great deal faster than a carriage. And surely the roads will be safer at that kind of speed. Bolly good. Now cinch those breeches, chaps. Full steam ahead to Martira, Old Castletown.
This is amazing! I don't know a thing about gauntlet runners, but even I can tell this is a hell of a craft. I can hardly believe she's ours to drive.
You're telling me, lad? Feels like ages since I've been out on the open road. This girl's been waiting long enough for her time to shine.
So this is what you used to talk with the driver? Convenient, that. Look, old fellow, are you really on our side? You realize we don't have funds to pay you.
Money? Ha! I'm not in this for the money, boy. What I want is a little gusto. What do you think, lad? Isn't this a rush?
It is at that. Like riding the wind.
That's the ticket. It's been so long since I've had a good chinwag.
Brilliant, isn't it?
Is it safe?
Is this really safe?
Fast enough to make you edge your waders, eh? I know. She's the quickest I've ever built.
You built it.
Where to, ladies? The world is our shellfish.
Are you a good mechanic?
You certainly are a different person behind the wheel.
Hey, Hulkenberg! Can we get an explanation yet?
That man is Neurus. An Ishkia, if 'twas not obvious from the wings. And despite everything, he was heir to a noble house and personal machinist for the royal family.
Oh, okay.
What?
He's a master engineer, of course, positively peerless. But as you can see, the runners get him a bit excitable. Neurus? Are you there? I'm coming in. Even amidst all this commotion in town, I find you buried in your work.
It's too much to do.
As always. To business then. I must ask a favor. Would you be able to ready a carriage for me?
No new commissions. No time for them. Ask another right.
It is not a new one I require. Before His Highness disappeared, did you not accept a contract to build him a custom carriage? Without a formal owner, I reasoned that it must now lie unused. I was hoping I might borrow it a short while.
But pish and tosh, woman. She is for royal use and naught else.
'Tis an unreasonable request, I know. But I'd not be asking without a grave need. Might I at least see it?
I mean, well,
'Twas specially made for His Highness, yes? Not a work you'd have sold off. Where lies it now?
I've deadlines to meet, dash it. Off with you now. Leave me be.
You've been acting stranger than usual. What ails you?
Whoa!
What? Hulkenberg, what? What?
Good God. Is this a gauntlet runner? The very craft commissioned for His Highness the Prince? Even knowing His Highness was gone, still you toiled away. Oh, Neurus, you are an inspiration. Such nobility of purpose.
Yes. Right.
However, for a craft meant for the royal family, it is rather excessive, isn't it? Did you really build this vehicle exactly to their orders?
Apparently not.
You cannot mean...
Well, at first, certainly. I followed the blueprints exactly. But then His Highness died, and... well, I couldn't just let the old girl waste away. A masterpiece like her? Collecting dust in storage? No! Unacceptable! Unthinkable! I'm working toward a dream. And this poor old girl is going to help me see it through. And then, finally...
You imbecile! A lowly, brazen court engineer butchering His Highness's inheritance for a hobby! For this mania! You embezzled the royal treasury and disrespected his legacy! Treason!
Mercy, please! Look, take my head if you must, milady, but leave the value runner alone.
Look, this runner... 'tis fully operational now. is it? Then I suggest you cooperate, for both our sakes. Finish your tinkering by tomorrow and bring it to the Grand Cathedral as soon as you can.
Eh? What's all this now? You play the proud soldier at me and then pluck it for your own schemes?
'Tis no scheme. I would use it for His Highness's sake.
For His Highness, eh? Hold a tick. Haven't you been looking for him? Wandering across God knows where, last I heard. So if you're back now and now you want a gauntlet runner for His Highness? Is His Highness still alive? That's it! I've got you, haven't I?
'Twas His Highness who gave you refuge while you were only a heretical scholar condemned by the Sanctists. The time has come to repay His mercy.
Understood.
All right.
Is that enough? Can this old duck really handle an undercover operation?
I know what you're thinking, but 'tis at least true that he feels an undying debt of gratitude to the royal family.
Pish and tosh, boy. A little faith. Not to brag, but this old duck's craft might be the fastest gauntlet runner in the kingdom. Why, probably the world. I think. Maybe.
I guess we'll find out.
How encouraging. All I want is to push this runner as far and as fast as she can go. Show her off to the world. And you? Well, I presume you'd rather work together than have to walk, eh?
I don't know about this, but I guess we'll just have to trust him. What do you think?
If we die together.
Well, if we die, we all die together.
Ha! The boy's bold as brass.
'Tis not an invitation, you dolt. Eyes on the road.
Either way, he knows the prince is alive, so we can't just leave him to his own devices. We're all in the same boat. Or runner, I guess.
You lot can handle the fighting, and I'll handle all the driving and grease work. Just make sure you've got a proper plan for all this mess now.
This guy's got no filter. But he has a point. We do need to talk strategy.
So, summing up. Our first trial is to slay a monster. We take its head as proof, then get it to the goal line before the deadline. The bigger the head, the better.
Are we... It's only just now dawning on me, but do we intend to actually decapitate this kidnapper and just take his severed head to the place?
Our destination is Port Brialhaven, the capital of the Western Principality of Oceania. It'd be a trek on foot, but this gauntlet runner should make it a snap.
So getting the bounty's head is our next move. And our target is a nefarious criminal who's been kidnapping and selling off children. Right?
A criminal? Did the task not specify a monster's head?
Don't worry, all part of the plan. We don't need to win this thing, we just need to get Luis's attention. Everyone's going to show up with monster heads, and we shake things up with a felon. A knight-turned-kidnapper at that. Shows them we're there for justice.
Ooh. Gee, that's good. I like your thinking, Straw. That's good.
To deliberately violate the rules, we risk being disqualified entirely.
Yeah, but everyone's being all like, "Oh, look at the big monster I killed," while we show up with an actual felon's head. That tells the people we're actually here to do the job. Justice is like probably more important to getting the throne than, "Ooh, look, I killed the bigger monster." Any big, bad, strong guy can go kill a big monster, but
then again, 'tis just as likely to win the people's attention and thereby Luis's. I do understand the intent. What do you think of this plan?
I'm liking it more and more.
I think it's a perfect idea.
Makes sense, doesn't it? The bounty's Heisme, an ex-knight. I realize that's a little close to home, Hulkenberg, so if you'd rather hang back...
No. His title is precisely why I cannot let his atrocities stand. And yet, 'Tis strange indeed that we are hunting a mere man when the trial demands a monster. Then again, our true aim is beyond the ambitions of any other aspirant. Our fate rests in this plan of yours, Stroll.
Thank you. I'll try to ensure your trust isn't misplaced.
So is the whole, like, next major dungeon just going to be about trying to capture Heimsmay? I wonder.
Right, then our course is set. Feel free to use anything in the Gauntlet Runner. Even got a bathing room if you could use a wash.
Ooh.
Good to know. We can always look around more thoroughly later.
Yes. You needn't tire yourself out before we arrive.
Well, I'm a tinkerer and not much else. All my fighting happens in the old workshop. But I'll take you wherever you're going for your sake and mine. After all, the wilds out there are no berry picnic. Oh, no. It's a den of wild beasts and savage scoundrels. And we'll not get past it without days on the road together. So, if you need anything besides a steady hand on the wheel, give me a hoot. Bound to find me in the cockpit or the engine room.
He's certainly an eccentric, but he doesn't seem like a bad person. We'll get used to him, I suppose.
The Gauntlet Runner. The Gauntlet Runner has various areas for different activities, such as the strategy room, the lounge, and the kitchen. You can also visit Academia by finding more and interacting with them. Let's visit the engine room first. Take your time and have a look around on your way there.
Oh, yeah?
I've never been in a Gauntlet Runner. Kinda want to see what the engine room's like. Alright, but I gotta end the episode here because it's running very long because of all those cutscenes. So with that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.